the very first way to win in this market is to save. Again, I don't recommend this as a real estate agent, but this is what's winning in this market. Waiving the appraisal. So basically, if you bid $350,000 on the house, I'm using small numbers. You bid $350,000, but the house only appraises for $300,000. You're saying I'll pay the difference if the house doesn't appraise.
I will say that I've had some people. I don't recommend that either, but I will say that I have had some people kind of use a little bit of a different strategy, which is to say that, hey, I'll pay XYZ amount over the appraisal. So if it doesn't appraise for blah, 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 whatever, then I'll pay $5,000 over that. And it seems like those are, those bids happen.
So the next thing is waiving repairs. So again, this is just basically stating, hey, look, I'm going to get an inspection, but if we find anything that's wrong with this house whenever we do the inspection, we are not going to request that you do any repairs. What do you guys think about that? Sight on the scene. Again, don't recommend sight on the scene. Don't recommend it, but I've seen buyers sight on the scene. Again, don't recommend sight on the scene. Don't recommend it, but I've seen buyers sight on the scene. Again, don't recommend sight on the scene. Don't recommend it, but I've seen buyers sight on the scene. Again,
buyers purchasing sight unseen. I do not recommend it. I have heard horror stories of people who have done that, and they have not seen this house, and then they may have seen pictures that the agent went and did for them, but they didn't get the full picture of everything, and then they go to settlement, and this one gentleman went to settlement, then got to the house, and it was a mess, and just need a whole bunch of cleaning up. And this was
mold, which I kind of overlooked, but my man friend was there. He was like, hey, and I spoke to the neighbors. That house floods regularly every time it rains, but you can see the watermark. But when you first go in and you smell it, and it smells new, it looks new, it has been refinished and all that stuff, but you don't know.
Last one, lease back. So what you're offering to the sellers, you're saying, hey, seller, I know you got to move, you got to sell before you buy. What I'm willing, and again, I don't recommend this, you guys, but this is what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to rent your house out to you for about a week or two until you get situated. You don't have to rush out. We're leasing it back to you up until you're able to move.
Yeah, she said don't sell your eggs before they hatch.
Exactly.
But I will say I don't recommend that only because you now have a tenant and you're subject to those tenant laws. I know there was a case where a seller did a lease back, and because they leased it to the former owners for more than 30 days, they became a landlord. And when the previous owners refused to move, they were stuck. And so they were stuck paying for a house that they had purchased but couldn't live in because the tenants would not move out. And that was during the whole eviction moratorium. So they were able to live there for 18 months. And can you imagine having to pay for where you live and pay for your dream house that somebody else is in and won't get out?
When you go to do your loan, I would say you can actually get it fully underwritten and get a copy of your DU approval and be able to attach that to your offer. That's another way that can stand out, because that shows that, this is more than likely getting ready to really go. And if it has been, kind of underwritten already by the underwriter, then you may be able to, it's going to close. You may be able, I don't recommend it, but you may be able to remove that financing contingency. I don't know if you guys have that, but we have the financing contingencies. And if it's going to go ahead and close, because it already went through DU, you got the approved eligible, and we're good to go. But I would still have